Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, good afternoon and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Of course, you know the dance already. Speaking of someone who knows what he's up to and knows what he's doing, man like James Redmond, how are we, my brother?
Just to let you know, Alex is doing the noise thing. Just to let you know, but it should kick in a second. Hello there, everyone.
No. Basically, what happens is sometimes on StreamYard, the sound cuts out. But is it back now?
It's back now. It's back.
Great stuff. So, of course, this is a match preview for the FC Midtjylland away game tomorrow in the Champions League. A 5:55 kickoff, a nice and early one for once for Liverpool.
I know. Very happy about that.
Very happy. Yeah, it's a little bit nicer to watch the game, just a little bit earlier, isn't it? So really keen to watch this one. James, talk to me about this one. I mean, listen, it's a bit of a non-starter. I've put in the thumbnail and the title for this one. It's a great chance for the kids to play. Is that how you see this one happening? I mean, we're already qualified.
Everyone who is second choice plays. Whatever, like I'm giving away my starting 11 prediction, but whoever, just second choice. Don't start anyone who's been playing football a lot this season. Honestly, mate, you take this. I mean, Jurgen Klopp said it in his press conference, didn't he? He said, we don't need to win this game, but we want to win this game. And that is the attitude that you're supposed to have when you're a winning team like Liverpool Football Club. This is still a Champions League game away from home. And even though it is against Midtjylland, we are still Liverpool Football Club. And we do have an example to set, teams across Europe see, and we shouldn't care about what other teams think, but teams across Europe see that result against Midtjylland and think, fucking hell, they're drawing against Midtjylland or they're losing against Midtjylland. So for that aspect, you do want to win this game because we are Liverpool and we should never just, back down. But that being said, you have got a bigger picture to worry about, which is actually winning major trophies. Like you said, we're already through. We're first place. No one can change that, regardless of the result tomorrow. So I just think it's kind of like a no-brainer and kind of a gift to Jurgen Klopp that we've got this chance to be able to rest players, and that means if he can get a full selection of second choice players and even bring some of them off with like 30 minutes to go, get a proper rest before the weekend's game, then that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to watching this game.
No stress.
Has excited me, and there is no stress. For once, we can actually watch a game and think it doesn't really matter what the score is. But like you say, bro, and like it's so true, we should still want to win this game. The hunger shouldn't leave, even though we're already qualified and we are playing against minnows, to be honest. Obviously, listen, Midtjylland, we beat them at home back at Anfield earlier on in the campaign. But even though this will be an easier game on paper, it's still a tough European away ground to go to. And we've seen us come unstuck a little bit against, teams away in Europe. We've only won a couple of our away games in Europe in the last couple of years, especially in the group stage. Obviously lost to Napoli 2 years in a row. A great opportunity for the kids to play. Who do you think is going to be the first? Who do you think is going to be the captain for this game?
Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, I'd want to probably do the starting 11 first before I was to say my captain, because I don't even know. I don't really have an idea of who's to start, because when you put it into, I don't want to give anything away about the starting 11, but I don't want to see any of our best players start. So when you're talking about like our usual leaders, Milner's injured, isn't he still? So he's not available for this game. I believe I'm correct in saying that. And then on top of that, you've got Hendo, but he's one of our best players, and I've already gave away that I don't want to see my best player start. So it's going to be someone. And then if it's not them two, it's usually Genie, but he's played like 3 million minutes. And then, he probably get given it. So it's like, who do you really give it to? Like, I think we'd need to do the starting 11 prediction before I can give you like a proper answer, if that's all right, lads.
Yeah, of course. Listen, a couple of comments that are coming in though. Hi guys, amazing chat with Heskey, great stuff. Hi James. Yes, guys, if you haven't seen this already, then please do. It only dropped a couple of hours ago. But yes, we have a chat with Emil Heskey. This was recorded last night. A great lad, some great insights into what it was like around Liverpool and Melwood in the 2000 to 2001 season. And of course, Emil Heskey played a pivotal part in making sure that Liverpool brought home 5 trophies in that year. The first real period of success that I can ever remember as a young Liverpool fan. I think I was 7 when all those trophies started coming in. So really good chat. He speaks a lot about Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard, Carragher, Beckham. There's lots of chat about his celebrations as well. So please, please, please do watch this. It's a great one. Even if I do say so myself, James has just shared it as well.
Mate, listen, the ultimate cult hero at Liverpool Football Club. Yeah, listen, he was just another level in terms of athleticism. He was, and don't get me wrong, I weren't old enough to be able to truly admire week in, week out what he could do at Liverpool. But when I saw things back, he could compete in that age, like what he was that day. Listen, mate, he could compete now. He's got that type of athleticism. He's got that type of to be able to match players nowadays. We talk about players getting all these better regimes. He was like that, lad, naturally.
Listen, he only retired 4 years ago, and he played the Star Sixes a couple years back and won that. So he's still got it in his locker. He's doing coaching now for Leicester Women. He's also doing his punditry. Right. So yeah, I'm a big fan of him. Some of the goals that he used to score and how good he was as a partner for Michael Owen. They actually played together from the ages of 16 for England under-18s, and then Gerard Houllier was the manager of France under-18s. And watched them play, and then that's how he came to Liverpool. So, yeah, great story. Do check it out. Back to the match preview, though, and a bit of lineup prediction stuff. The dugout says, would you play Kelleher as Alisson is supposed to be back? I think Kelleher starts this one. Absolutely, no doubt. Yeah, let's get into this lineup prediction. When we go through these comments, we'll just say yes or no then, really. So, in goal for this one, it's got to be Kelleher, hasn't it? I mean, there's no point in playing Adrian in this one, I think.
Listen, I agree. And I'd even say, even if Alisson hadn't had the injury like that he's had recently, I'd still say put Kelleher in or put an Adrian in. Even though I'm done with Adrian, obviously I'd needed to see these performances from Kelleher to be able to have the confidence to say, you know what I mean? But whereas when you put it into perspective about Adrian, it's just, even though he is done for, it's just, I would rather start a goalkeeper that if he got injured, I wouldn't be arsed. Whereas if it was Alisson, then that's a serious problem. So, yeah, no Alisson this game. I mean, I don't know if he is fully available, but because I swear I saw the thing before, maybe I read it wrong, but I don't know if he is available for this game. If he is, though, I still wouldn't start him, like you said.
Yeah, let's keep Alisson for Sunday at Fulham, I say. The dugout says, or play Adrian or Haros. 2 Haroses. Nuclear Atom says Salah will get rested, right? Since he played the full 90. Who knows, actually? Salah, I reckon Salah's knocking on Klopp's door. Listen, I want to score a hat-trick tomorrow night. You better play me.
This is why we need to get through. Should we do left back?
Let's do the left back, yeah.
Go on, let Tsimikas.
I'm the Tsimikas for me.
Tsimikas. It's got to be Tsimikas because...
Has to be, right? Like you said, second player, isn't it?
That's it. It's like perspective puts it real. It's like Robbo has put such a shift in this season. Every time he stepped out on the pitch, he's put 100%, 100%, 150%. He's been unreal all season. And even like the game against Ajax, where he had the injury on his foot, how many people do you see have the grit nowadays to even if it is just a little light injury like that to get up and carry on throughout the game? There's very few, mate, and it's just, he says, listen, get this bandage on my fucking foot because I'm carrying on. And it's like some players don't allow it to get to that point. Some players are just like, right, if it's taking this much of the piss, then I'll just go off. Yeah. Whereas he's like, no, I want to stay on the pitch. So don't get me wrong, like what you just briefed on about Salah, about he'll be knocking on the door. I think Robbo will be knocking on the door. But that being said, that's where the manager needs to be the coach. And he needs to say, no, Robbo, you need to just chill out for this game and we'll give you the proper rest, my mate, because you've earned it. So, Tsimikas for me. And also, Tsimikas needs minutes. Great game for him to come in and prove himself to an extent. I like Tsimikas. I like the attributes that he possesses, and I also like the left back that he can become. Obviously, I know he's not going to be coming in to go above Robbo or whatever, but he's a young left back, and he's someone who over time could start knocking on the door to be in contention to compete with Robbo, because now he's not even in anywhere near that. He's literally just our backup left back, and that's how it is. So let's utilise our backup left back and let's put him in a game that he can prove himself.
Yeah, 2 brilliant choices so far, I think. Centre back then.
This is a mad
Rhys
one, you know.
Williams,
Yeah.
he's got to be one of them. Rhys Williams. And then the second one is a bit of a tougher one. Obviously, no Nat Phillips in the Champions League
That's
squad.
the
He can
problem.
be added to it.
Nat Phillips would definitely get into this side
Exactly.
for me if he was available, but he's not.
So realistically, it has to be Fabinho or Matip, which really could be seen as a slight risk.
Right, can I put my hands up and jump in? I think
Yeah.
Fabinho and Matip, I think this is one of the things where Jurgen Klopp uses his tactical genius. So I think you start Fabinho. Reasons why he's at, you know, you look at the record since he's been in the defence, he's been fantastic. Like you said, Midtjylland is still a tough game. We still want to go and win it. Therefore, you stop them from, you know, scoring goals, then, you know, we can go on and have more of a better chance. You give yourself the best possible chance to win the game. So start Fabinho. I'm not even saying he's like better than Matip overall. I just think he'd be better for this game. And then at the 60th minute, replace him with Matip or a defensive player. And then you've got minutes for the players, but you've also given them rest. Do you know what I mean? You've given them a good little rest. So, yeah, I'd say Fabinho over Matip if you had to choose one. But like you said, bro, it's just if Nat Phillips was fit, which not fit, if he was available for the squad, that'd be just so ideal for a game like this.
But
And there's no other midfielders that we can bring into the defence either. Like I even looked at the squad earlier. There's no midfielders we can bring back. We've used everyone, bro. We've wiped the squad clean.
But is there a shout to bring in Billy the Kid? George says it here. Billy Keita. I actually think he might start, to be honest.
Is he in the Champions League squad?
He is.
Okay, well then yes. Okay, scrap everything that I've just said. Fuck that. Billy Keita. It is.
There we go. Rhys and Billy at the back, two young kids who had a good. Billy especially had a really good run out in pre-season, and we saw a bit of him. Klopp's a big fan of him. 18 years old. Who would have thought that all of a sudden we'd be playing Rhys? Well, even that we'd be talking about playing Rhys Williams, Nat Phillips, and Billy in a Champions League game. That just showed
told me
how
that
well
in the summer, I would have been like,
"Oh, you would have loved."
Yeah.
If I said that to you, I would have expected a punch in the face. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and you would have got one. You really would have got one. Like you need to knock. Like, someone needs to knock some sense into you for saying shit like that.
But now we're in December and we're talking about it. So this just shows how well we have coped with everything this season.
Dreams coming into reality.
There you go. James knows the dance. Rhys, Defo, and give Keita at least 30 minutes, in my opinion. Right back. Is this an opportunity where we might see the likes of these lads, Kane or Clarkson? Or is that a little bit too rogue? Who do you put a right back, bro?
None of them at right back. Kane's a midfielder, isn't he? And then Clarkson, I swear he's a midfielder unless I'm wrong. But anyway, I think they are both midfielders. I think right back Neco Williams. With Trent being back, I'd expect him to be available for Fulham. Neco Williams has had a good string of games. This is another game where he can get just more minutes under his belt, can get better, can also build on the momentum that he's been building for himself recently. So I'd say easily Neco Williams, and I don't think that's a tough choice to make. I think that's an easy decision. And like I said, he's just come up against Neres, he's just come up against Adama Traore and dealt with it fine. So I think we can go into this game with confidence with Neco Williams at the back, at right back over Trent.
So far, Kelleher in goal, left back Tsimikas, centre backs Keita and Rhys Williams with Neco Williams at right back. I mean,
we've basically got last year's under 23s. Got last year's under 23s. That's the back five.
The average age, we'll work it out, but it's got to be 21, maybe.
Probably about my age.
Pretty much James Redmond. Let us know who you want in midfield. Bayesian Pop says Trent to get a few minutes so he's ready to start against Fulham, but then
bring them on last 10-20 if you need.
Yeah, if we need it. And then Kieran says the Welsh Dani Alves right back and maybe give Trent 45. Yeah, these are some good shouts. Again, Nuclear Atom saying Trent should come in as a sub to get match fitness. Neco will probably play. Trent will come on for minutes. Everyone is saying the same thing. That's brilliant. Neco at right back, says Bayesian Pops. Let's crack on to the midfield then. I mean, on your show last night, which was an absolute belter, by the way, if you do want to see an incredibly tense and dramatic Ginny Wijnaldum quiz, then go to this man's channel right here. Go to this man's channel right here and watch that after this video. The link's in the description to his channel. Please watch that. But in that video, James, we were saying Junior Ronaldo needs a break. We've got to just give him the night off on tomorrow night. But then if you're saying, well, we've got to give him the night off, we've got to give Hendo the night off, Milne is injured, does that mean, well, what does it mean for the midfield? I mean, Curtis Jones, for me, has to play.
Yeah, I agree. I think Curtis Jones is one of them. Like, the fitness card shouldn't be played with him. He's a young spring chicken. He needs these games, in my opinion. So, Curtis Jones, Naby Keita. Because, listen, and I know what people are going to say about Naby Keita. He's injury prone. Guess what? It's got to the point where it doesn't matter no more. Like, he's going to get injured when he plays. So, get him in there when we've got him available. We need to rest our main players who actually can play. Therefore, put Naby in. If he gets injured, then that's just us who needs to start considering about maybe moving him on. And I'm not on that board yet, by the way, before people take that. But if he does keep getting injuries, it does get to a point where it's a bit like Joe and I mean. And some of his injuries, and I'm not saying anything, I'm not as conspiracy theorist, but some of them have been a bit seedy. Like, let's be real, some of them have been a bit, like, are you sure, mate? So, like, if anything like that happens again, I just think, yeah, maybe move him on. But for this game alone, mate, if Naby Keita is fit and he is firing and he is hungry, this is a game he can control. So Curtis Jones, Naby Keita, and then to play with them. Oh, please say I've got the squad just loaded up on this. Oh, that's on.
And here says Taki. And then you've got...
But then you've got to think about the front three. You've got to think about the front three as well. Whoever the more defensive player is out of Clarkson and Kane, I put them in.
I think it's Clarkson, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Clarkson.
I mean, as much as we obviously want all, it seems at the same time that possibly if we don't put, I don't know, because I'm going to disagree with myself. I think that's a fine midfield. You've got Naby, Curtis, who's on fire at the minute, and then chucking a Clarkson. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, Shaqiri's still injured. Taki, you'd probably want in a more advanced role.
We're talking about swapping players as well. It's going to be hard if we're going to put Taki in the midfield. It's going to be hard to get the full attack rested because we've got, like, I don't think Origi is available for this, or he might be available, but he weren't in the squad. I can't remember what I saw there, but he might be available. Let me know in the chat, please, because I actually should have really looked over that.
Yeah, so if Divock is around, I think Klopp mentioned in his press conference about why Origi hasn't been getting as many games as he can. But Hussein says, well, Naby is made up of cheese. Put Ginny, the human bioman, in. I mean, yes, we can do that. That's the option, isn't it? But we're actually, for once, saying, Ginny, lad, have a night off. You don't even need to come to this one. So
honestly, lads, give him a night. I'd say that's a really bad thing if Jurgen Klopp started him tonight. I mean, tomorrow. Really
I agree. I really wouldn't like to see him. Kieran saying, I'd really consider bringing Kane and Clarkson in for at least half an hour so that others can rest. Great shout there. I mean, it seems from the answers here that I'm actually most likely to go with this one from Asian Pops. Naby and Clarkson in the midfield. And then let's touch on the three up top. Bayesian Pops here says Taki, Origi and Jota.
See, do you agree with it? Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because if Taki goes in the midfield, who goes up front with Jota and Origi, it's one of Mane or Salah or Firmino, do you know what I mean? So you'd rather give all them a rest. With Firmino, with the fact he's been picking up form, Mane, in my opinion, most certainly needs a rest, mostly out of all the front three. And even though, like what you said earlier about Salah banging on the door, he'll want a hat-trick, of course, that's the Salah competitor, but that's when Jurgen Klopp has to go, no, Mo, this is the bigger picture. This is what you need to focus on, not just this one game. It's the bigger picture here. So I think that's a perfect front three. Get Origi, striker, not on the left. Get Minamino on the right, not in the middle. And then get Jota doing what Jota does, just being boss.
Or Firmino up top instead of Origi.
I wouldn't. I'd put Origi. Origi, 100%. So, Firmino's a first team player. I literally want to do a full swap, like a swap, like a full-on swap, my mate. Like, I don't want to see Hendo. I don't want to see no first team players even step on that pitch. Second half, fair enough. Like Trent, I think I agree with the minutes that he, give him 20 minutes, ease into it, get him, ready for Fulham. But at the same time, no, I'm all right if he doesn't. I'm all right if he doesn't. Like, Jay Kane gets brought on and all the crap substitutions get brought on. I'm more than okay with that as well. Do you want me to tell you why? Because I don't care about this game. That being said, I care about the fact that if we lose tonight, I will be upset because we've lost to Midtjylland. And I don't ever like seeing Liverpool. Like, I complain over friendlies. I'm going to complain over the Champions League game. That being said, you just have to remember what the bigger picture is, like I've said all video.
100%. Let's get on to who could potentially be... Oh, Doyle's calling me. I have to call him back. Who could potentially be the captain then tomorrow? So let's just run through the 11 that we've gone for. I'll put it in the description as well in a second. Kelleher. Neco Williams, Rhys Williams, Billy the Kid, we're going to call him, Tsimikas at left back, Curtis Jones, Keita, Clarkson, Jota, Origi, and Taki up top. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see a team like that again play for Liverpool, so it's quite something.
No. Curtis,
captain? That would be cool, bro. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
They like put the armband on. It must feel like $1 million.
Don't get me wrong, though. Even though that's our predicted start at 11, a lot of that was what I'd want to go with and what I think would be sensible to go with. But there is just something telling me we are going to probably see a few first-team players in this game. There's something in the back of my brain telling me, like, I don't know what it is. But if it was me and it's my choice, I think this is a no-brainer to go with that 11.
Bajan Pop says we have 5 subs, remember? So some of the first teamers can get some minutes in the second half. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of subs, to be honest. Old and new players. Redmond absolutely is the man. Come on, bro.
Yes, shout out to Connor Dewsbury. He's my brother. He's my brother, lad. He's sick. Have you gone out?
Love that. Sorry for the connection there. Amir says, oh yeah, maybe Klopp will give the armband to Origi if he starts. When we played Lincoln, he had minutes as captain. That is true. Kieran says, I'd love it to be Curtis. I think it would be Naby or Origi. Kelleher captain. He was solid against Wolves, and I feel that he has that commanding presence. And then Curtis, future captain as well, says Claudia T.
Curtis the captain.
Curtis Jones, in our opinion, should be the captain tomorrow night. That's match preview and lineup predictions sorted for tomorrow evening's game. Don't forget, 6:30 tonight, I'll be back with top of the Kops. This week, I have the self-proclaimed king of trainers who will be on the show. Big Tottenham fan, so interested in that, James?
Right. By the way, everyone watching the live stream, make sure you leave a like because we've literally just got out of bed. Well, I'm still in bed, but still doing this video, by the way. Make sure you leave a like because we've just done a video on a Champions League game, which, by the way, is rather irrelevant. So, you're welcome. Nice one for joining people, user legends. But do smash a like if you did enjoy, for sure. And also, check out the Emil Heskey interview and also check out the live stream that I done on my channel. Plugs everywhere, people. Plugs everywhere.
Yeah, the James show, the Redmond's Reds last night.
Redmond's Reds. And
it ended up with me owing Doyle a £5. So we'll see. I'll see him and give him that. But yeah, James, much love. If you haven't already, subscribe to the boy James in the description. And we will see fan camps tomorrow evening, sir.
Of course, as always. Looking forward to it. After Liverpool, get a very good... We haven't done score predictions.
Right, you first.
4-0.
4-0 with that team. I'm going to go for... Do you know what, bro? I'm gonna do a little 2-1 Liverpool, and I'd love it if someone like an Origi or someone like a Taki scored the winner, just to bring confidence up.
Listen, mate, I'll put 2-1 on my jam butties all day, happily. Of course, I'll take a 2-1.
Love that. Well, listen, let's get the win and get to 15 points, which I actually think would be one of our highest ever points totals.
I know, it's actually, people are kind of skipping how boss we've done in the
Sure, it must be.
It's just a group stage, but we've done fantastic. And it must be, you're right, it absolutely must be. And it's actually to the point where we didn't need to win like many of the last games, even Atalanta dropped points to Midtjylland. So that Ajax game weren't as important as we all thought it was. It was still very important, but not as important as we thought. So yeah, mate, it's just been great overall.
Like you say, how great it's been. I think people do take it for granted. The fact that when we won the Champions League 2 seasons ago, we had some really
in the group.
Yeah, we scraped through, bro. So it's nice this time to be so far ahead and have a nice little 5-0, as Hussein says here tomorrow. That'll be wicked.
And listen, that group stage was a hard group stage to be in all fairness. But listen, you can only deal with what is put in front of you, and this group stage was difficult also, and we dealt with it. Do you know what I mean? Look at Atalanta, they're serious, so we've dealt with it fantastically.
Yes, bro. All right, listen, that rounds it up. 2-1 I'm going for. James going for 4-0. You've seen our lineup prediction. You've seen the match preview. We will see you tomorrow night on the Kop TV again, James. Take care, my brother.
Peace out, bro.